you have parasitemia, and then for some reason after some time patients goes into ARDS, you know, and that ARDS is very similar to what we normally have. Bilateral acute infiltrates, PF ratios less than 200. You will have no cardiogenic. If you ask me, what are the manifestations of malaria in the chest? There is malaria manifested in the chest, which in the respiratory system. You can have respiratory alkalosis. Okay, because of the fact that they breathe very heavily. Okay, they breathe heavily because of the acidic component that they have in malaria ARDS. The second thing is they may have a superadded pneumonia because of the fact that they are known to have secondary infection in the complicated case. The third thing is patient having anemia and hence breathing heavily. The patient, because malaria can cause anemia can cause the patient to breathe heavily. And the fourth thing is ARDS. You understand? The fourth thing is ARDS. Right? So you can have 4 manifestations of respiratory problems that are there. There is also what these 4 problems are non-cardiogenic kind of conditions, non-cardiogenic pulmonary edemas or non-cardiogenic interstitial infiltration that you are basically seeing, non-cardiogenic. So this is what you can have with malaria, right? Now in malarial ARDS, classically it is seen with falciparum malaria, though there have been case reports of Knowlesi and Vivax also causing malarial ARDS, but classically it is seen with falciparum malaria. So because it looks very similar to a viral illness, because it's bilateral and things like that, you normally forget the cause that this could be even malaria. Patient has a fever, becomes fine, and then malaria ARDS sets in. So the thinking is, it is not only sequestration. Till now what we talked about malaria was sequestration. Well, we said that there is rosette formation, endothelium getting choked up and microvascular dysfunction occurring because of rosette formation and movements reducing. Interestingly, this is seen even after that. That is after the parasite has cleared. So there seems to be some kind of parasite antigen that is forming, which is called inflammation. That's what we showed. You know, there is an increased endothelial permeability because of the inflammatory tendency that's occurring in the chest, which is different from what we talked about in malaria. In malaria, what we talked about, we always talked about the fact that there is endothelium getting stuck because of these sequestration, rosette formation, and thus microvascular damage. But here we are seeing something slightly different. Even after that, they are developing because probably an antigen reaction is occurring, inflammation is occurring, and malaria ARDS is setting in. They present very similar to any of the ARDS that you know of. Okay, but the only difference is you get malaria and probable thrombocytopenia. 87%, 80 to 90% of cases are severe malaria, and so they will present with thrombocytopenia. So there will be a combination of thrombocytopenia, which is also the situation in many tropical other diseases. That's why the demonstration of malaria as a rapid malaria antigen positive becomes important. Right? So another thing about this is that since we are dealing with leaky capillaries like any other ARDS patient, we will probably have conservative fluid management. Okay. Now, importantly, the only difference that we can probably think about as what she was mentioning is the fact that if you have malarial ARDS, one of the things that we do in ARDS is permissive hypercapnia. That's something that we do, in ARDS. We try to keep the carbon dioxide slightly on the elevated side by keeping the tank volumes as low as possible. We want to do permissive hypercapnia. But what is known is that this malaria, which I call malaria ARDS, has got a very high predilection for cerebral malaria. We'll never know that the patient has cerebral malaria. And cerebral malaria, the patient actually goes down because of raised icing. Okay, raised icing. Now, in the background of ARDS, we want to keep the patient on permissive hypercapnia. Permissive hypercapnia can be extremely dangerous for increased icing. So that is why in these cases we don't use permissive hypercapnia. We rather use all that we can do accepting permissive hypercapnia. So we will use low tidal volumes, we will maintain plateau pressure, we will maintain driving pressure, but we will not accept permissive hypercapnia. We will not permit hypercapnia. There is a difference is there. Okay, there is the same rule that applies for ARDS with respect to steroids will apply here. Where if you want to give steroids, you give it before 14 days, and if you give it for a long taper as per Medullary protocol, that will hold here. The same ARDS that you do conservative fluid management is what you will do here. You want to prevent VAP and secondary infections. But there is not much of a difference between this and that. But the only difference is you must understand that you must diagnose malaria as ARDS and not consider this as a secondary infection. That is why when you have a patient who has malaria and then develops ARDS, it's very important to do blood cultures, bronchoscopic culture to understand whether this is malarial ARDS or it is a secondary infection that has caused this kind of a situation. You understand? Or it could be a combination of malaria and viral. So this occurred in Saudi Arabia. In Saudi Arabia, there was a lot of patients from MERS-CoV. Just how SARS-CoV was there. some years ago, a very dangerous disease called as MERS-CoV was there in MERS-CoV. So in MERS-CoV, now they had a very similar picture. Like COVID and MERS-CoV and ARDS looks very similar, very very same they look. Okay, MERS-CoV. So they all developed, many of them developed ARDS. So that's the time that they missed out on a lot of malaria. Everyone was considered as MERS-CoV because everyone are getting admitted. So everyone was MERS-CoV. But they missed out on a lot of patients with malaria. That's if you read malaria ARDS, you hear a lot of Saudi Arabia reports that say positive for malaria, later on they found out that it was malaria ARDS. Okay.